Untethered Live. I'm your host, Jake Johnson, and this is a chill stream on a Wednesday night from my phone. What's happening, everybody? Welcome to the show. Oh Lord, it's hard to be humble and it's hard to be so good. But what can you say? Good is good. How are you? That's what I want to know. I want to know how your world is going. What's happening? Is there anything special going on? It's been a lovely sunny day. Been out riding my motorcycle, enjoying the weather, dropping off some cigarettes to a friend, picking up some monitors. I got four 15-inch monitors today for free. Wedge monitors, stage monitors. Very nice, very clean. Excellent, excellent find. A good buddy of mine gave them to me. And I found a guy to work on my car. So as soon as I can get it over there, we're going to begin the construction or deconstruction, tear it apart, figure out what's wrong with it, put it back together, and I'll have my car back. So that's a good thing. All good news today. Can't complain. Need to shave. Other than that, can't complain. Boy, have I got some talking in store for you tonight. As soon as you get here, we're going to talk about all kind of things. We'll talk about Hamok time. We're going to talk about strange new worlds. And we're going to chit-chat till the cows come home. I like it. It's a good plan. Hello, person. Welcome to the show. Cheers. What a lovely day it is. It's a beautiful day. Green, very sunny, light breeze. Perfect for hammock weather. And I got a hammock coming. A big one. And I'm going to utilize it. I might even do some chill streams from the hammock outside in my yard. It'll be Hamok time. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. You think you can deal with that? I like it. I might even build a fire. A real one. Have a real backdrop. Of course, it won't stay lit as long, I'm sure, but it'll still be lovely. I can't wait. I'm excited. I'm going to get some hammock time. I love leisurely lazing around in a hammock. That's probably the best sleep a person can get outside of, Demerol or something like that. How are things going in your world? Internetonians, friends, countrymen? Tickle my ear with your regalia. Tell me your stories. And I'll tell you mine. Tell you what I got today. I got four 15-inch wedge monitors for free. We're talking several $100s worth of monitors for free. Very lovely gift. And I'm going to put them to use. They're going right there in my stage setup. And now I have more monitors than I could ever use. That's a good place to be. Always have backups, you see. I've got two of everything. At least two of everything. That way, if I'm out on the road and something breaks, I got a backup. I learned that lesson a long time ago when I did a show and my power amp blew and I had a power amp. Kind of hard to do a show without a power amp. I managed. What I did was I had no monitors and I ran the vocals through the bass amp. And the bass amp I plugged into my guitar amp beside my guitar and we finished the show. It was gruesome, but we got through the show. Sorry I'm late. I was producing a failure. Damn. Well, I'm sorry you're late too, and I'm sorry you had a failure. Anything I can do to help, I'd be glad to. Might be able to turn that failure into slightly disappointing. The pollen is high today, so I'm a little hoarse. Forgive me for that. I'll make it, though. It's bad when your phone gives you pollen alerts. Hey, don't go outside. The pollen's too thick. I don't listen to my phone. Are you crazy? So what was the failure, Caucasian? What happened? Was it a bad guest or a bad video or bad audio, something? Happens to the best of us. I mean, I'm doing a show from my phone right now, so. Hello, other two people who haven't spoke yet. Welcome to the show. If you get to deciding you want to talk about something, just start up a conversation and we'll go to it. The host accidentally unplugged her earbuds so she couldn't hear anything. Hey, Laura, how are you? Welcome to the show. How are things and stuff? That is not good when you can't hear anything. I know that, right? I've been looking today for some earbuds that have a microphone on it so I can plug them into my phone. That way I can hear and, go on live with somebody else. Because when I go on live on somebody else's show, all I got is this little speaker on my phone. On my phone. I can't hear what they're saying half the time. So I need earbuds. I've got these, but they do not work on a phone. Then we couldn't tell her what was wrong, and she sort of panicked, punching buttons. Oh, Lord. So it wasn't just a failure, it was a train wreck. I'd love to see that. Things are got 4 huge potatoes out of my garden bag. Lovely. That ought to make some French fries. That's what I'm thinking. Well, my end worked. Yeah, but it'd still be funny to watch. I've had moments like that where something simple went wrong and I couldn't figure it out because I was thinking about everything else. One day, I'll introduce you to the backside of my mixing board and the 100 or so miles of tangled up cables that'll get ran over a course of a night. And I'll show you what it looks like when something simple goes wrong and there's 100 people looking at you and you got to figure it out lickety split. It's terrifying. It can be. So I totally understand that trick. So I hope that I hope she figured it out, and I hope she solved the problem and doesn't have it again. Who were you on with? Anybody I know? Was it anybody I know? We lost somebody. Don't leave. I didn't leave when you got here. I need a little guitar, little tiny one. Ha! I'll check it out after the show. Thank you for the link. Anybody else want to check it out? Check it out after the show. It will be hilarious. American Angel. Sounds like I should know who that is, but I don't. Laura's going to be picking out on some French fries that she made from her garden. Don't even have enough to share, though. That's odd. I saw a potato growing today in a little pot, and I thought of you. A random potato. It was a drive-by potatoing. But it's odd that that happened and you mentioned it. But I'm glad you got some. Hey, there's a April. I see you. Sorry I'm late. Hello, I gave them to my granddaughter. 139 views. I got 2 subs. Excellent. Congratulations. I will check it out and I will press the buttons. Welcome, April. How are you doing this lovely evening? We are all here chilling out. It's Wednesday. Time to let your hair down and kick your shoes off and fire up what you got to smoke on and have a good time. Love right back at you, honey. Found somebody to work on my car. So I got to get my car over to their place. And then we get to tear it down and fix it. So pretty soon I'll have my car back. That's a lovely idea. Yeah, I saw that too, Sasquatch. I saw Jake. I thought that was pretty cool. You saw Jake. When did you saw Jake? What did I do? When did you see me? Are you sure it was me? I'm not. Unless it was a rerun. April says she saw me. And I'm trying to ascertain where. Because as far as I know, I hadn't been online. Not that I mind if I am online, but I was unaware. Where, when, what? I disavow. Prank caller, prank caller. Sorry, typo. Okay, that makes sense. Well, your typo was perfectly spelled. I saw the shorts in YouTube. Okie dokie. Hey, looks well structured for a typo. That's what I was thinking. His shorts. Sasquatch posted. I got it. I understand now. I am in the know. You know. Anyway. Got that guy working on my car. I got 4 15-inch wedge monitors given to me today. That was a lovely gift. It was a text to talk. Now I'm typing. So it was a talko, not a typo. The plot thickens. And I went out riding on my motorcycle this afternoon. It was such lovely weather. It was a Speako, yeah, a talko. Anyway, it was a lovely day today. I had a good ride. I went and delivered some cigarettes to my buddy at the nursing home. And went and saw my sister for a minute. Thought lickings. The thought lickings. Aha. That's a typo. Take that, Eddie Van Halen. Anyway, what you guys want to talk about? Oh, the new Strange New Worlds comes out tonight at 3 a.m. I'll be watching that, hopefully. Fingers crossed. But that thickens too. Yes, it does. Thoughts do thicken. Have you guys got a chance to check out Strange New Worlds yet? It's 2 episodes deep and it's pretty good. I'm actually impressed that they've managed to do something that feels kind of like Star Trek. It's not exactly like Star Trek. They can't help themselves but to break canon and to do things that are totally incorrect. But it feels more like Star Trek than anything else of the 5 other television shows that they've produced and 3 other movies that they've produced in the last 10 years, it's more Trek than that. So it's worth watching. And I think they might get better at it as they go because they're doing different writers every episode. It's not the same group of writers. So I think there's potential for greatness with heavy reservations. So I am watching the show. And if it gets any better, I might even do a review of the show and do each episode and review and thoughts and critiques, which may be an interesting Wednesday night or Friday night. Might do it Friday night because it comes out on Wednesday night, Thursday morning. So I might watch it and then do a show. Hey, it's CJ's birthday today again, but I didn't see him tonight. That'll be this weekend. We celebrate. He wasn't feeling very good, so I was sad, but he felt better when he spoke to me. Everybody feels better when they speak to you because you're bubbly, and that's a quality. Tell him we said happy birthday and we love him. Yeah, I think you would like it. It's modernized. It's not as campy as the original Star Trek, but it is got a good cast. There's some wokeness in it. There's a whole lot of, shall we say, rough around the edges females in comfortable shoes, if you know what I mean. A whole lot of that going on. But they don't call attention to it and beat you over the head with it. So that's okay. I can live with that. What I can't live with is direct stupidity in science fiction, like sonar in space or shooting stars in space. I can't deal with that. It's retarded. And when people let things like that get put on TV, I question the validity of their ability to be where they are. However, if they manage to pull this show off and actually care about what they're writing and releasing, it could turn into a fantastic show. Well-written, episodic, creature of the week, problem of the week kind of thing. No serialized. You have to watch the whole season to get what's going on kind of garbage. I like it. Short, sweet, good stories, each one unique. Let's see how it goes. We're 2 episodes in tonight. Comes out the 3rd episode. I'm gonna get to 5. If it's good, if it keeps my interest to 5 episodes, I'll do a review, and we'll get something good going on that. And I think you'll like it because I'm quite articulate when I want to be. That's odd. Shooting stars in space? Correct. That's one of the many, 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 many mistakes they made in like Star Trek Discovery and Star Trek Picard. And you got 2 cartoons, Prodigy and Lower Decks. Lower Decks is kind of funny. It's kind of interesting, but it's not really Star Trek because they're making fun of it. It's like a parody of Star Trek. Then you got the 3 J.J. Abrams movies that came out starting in 2009. They do things way wrong. A lot of canon breaks. Like if you've watched the original show, there's an established group of people and they have stories that people have been looking at for 50 years now. You can't just write those characters into a new show and then change all the details about them. You can't do that. It's wrong. So we'll see how it works out. Makes sense. It's a ball of gas. No. You cannot have a shooting star in space. What causes a shooting star is an asteroid hitting an atmosphere. You have to be on a planet to see a shooting star. You can't see one from space. So when you look out the window of a spaceship and see a shooting star shooting across space, red flags go up. That's all I'm saying. Somebody doesn't know what they're doing. And the idea is science fiction. It's science is first. You know what I'm saying? If you don't get the science at least plausibly right, the fiction won't make any sense. You cannot tell me that a starship has sonar when everyone knows that you can't hear people in space because there's no medium for sound waves to travel through. So why would a spaceship have sonar stations? It's not a submarine. So, yeah, there's a lot of little details like that that bother people like me that watch shows like that. And no, everyone doesn't know that. No, everyone isn't required to know that. But it's nice to have the details correct. Sorry, Jake, got to go. Unexpected company, but I'll watch you later. Love you. I love you too, and thank you for hanging. And we'll see you next time. Hit that like button. So, I want escapism. If I wanted reality, I wouldn't be watching TV. And that's how a lot of people feel. News Now, Carolina. What's happening, brother? Good to see you, my friend. Welcome to the show. We're talking Trek for the moment. Well, we're talking science fiction. We're not actually talking Trek. But it's relative to Trek. Anyway, when you watch TV, you do it to escape reality, not to be inundated by it. So, people like me and other fans of shows, when they watch their particular favorite, they want their show to make sense to them. They want it to have some kind of continuity with the way things work. If the show is about science, stands to reason you'd want it to make scientific sense. That's why Star Trek was popular, because everything in it made sense. No, it's not plausible in reality, but it's plausible on paper. You at least can make an excuse for why something's there, you know. And a lot of reality came from Star Trek. The whole reason we have cell phones that started as a flip phone is because of Star Trek. The whole reason we have a space program, Star Trek. Flat screen TVs, iPads, the whole 9 yards came from Star Trek. The idea of it, because the idea made sense. Like there's a scene in a particular show where they have a dome at a space station, and inside the dome is a forest of trees. The idea was, when a war broke out on Earth, they saved a bunch of seeds and shot them into space to preserve them. Well, while the war was going on, the forest grew. It's a space station right outside of Earth, so it would get plenty of sunlight. Makes sense that you could possibly, in a dome, grow trees. And by the time the war was over, the trees were too big to retrieve, so they left them up there and built a space station around them. That makes sense. No, it's not plausible. It probably never happened, but it could happen, and that's the thing that makes it science fiction. You see what I'm saying? So, when I watch a show like Star Trek and they introduce a character that's at a sonar station on a spaceship in space where there's no medium for any type of sound waves to travel, kind of seems dumb to me. And if they're dumb, I don't want to invest in this show. You know what I'm saying? So that's what that's all about. And it's the same way with other types of shows too. If you're, say, a superhero fan, you don't want Doctor Strange acting like Iron Man because he's not Iron Man. You don't want Thor to become a woman all of a sudden because she's not a woman. Thor, the god of thunder, not goddess. Things like that. And there's a lot of stupidity in movies right now. A lot of it. You remember how big of a movie buff I used to be? Literally had walls and walls and walls of movies. I've seen just about everything that's ever been filmed. I stopped watching movies 10 years ago because I didn't see anything worthy of watching. So, if I stop watching movies, something's wrong, bad wrong, because I love movies. When they start writing good movies again, I'll start watching them. But everything I've seen come out in the last 10 years has been garbage. There's a couple of good movies, but for the most part, it's all the same thing. What say you? What's your favorite movie? What's something you've noticed about movies that don't sit right with you, or does? News Now? What are you up to, buddy? Are you getting into any trouble tonight? Thank you, dear. Did you pop in and pop out? Say something to me. Welcome to the show. It's Jake.0. Golly, I have a lot of favorites. Do you? What do you mean? Oh, you mean favorite movies? Yeah. What's something recent that you've seen that you really enjoyed? Or something that you saw error in? News Now's chilling. Well, that's a good thing to be doing. We are on a chill stream, so you're doing the right thing at the right place at the right time. No trouble. Well, I'm trying to get there. I'm trying to cause a stir somewhere. I have to get arrogant on you in a minute. Amazing. That's amazing. What's your favorite movie, News Now? We don't talk movies a whole lot. What do you like to watch? I'm a music documentary watcher, and I love The Dog's Purpose. That was epic, I thought. Dog's Purpose? Who's in that? Blacks and Blondes, Volume 12. Come on now. I know you're into that, but get serious. Movie. Something we can talk about. Can't talk about that one. First 11 were okay. Don't make me pull out a stinger on you. Stinger. That's called a stinger, folks. If I had my studio set up, I'd play a real one for you. Bonk. Dennis Quaid. Dennis Quaid was in a recent movie. I didn't know that. Called A Dog's Purpose. I'll have to look into that one. I hadn't seen that. Is that like Molly and Me, that kind of thing? Or Milo and Otis, that kind of thing? Point Break. Now, that's a good movie. Good, solid movie. About 25 years old. And it has a remake that nobody cared about because it was nowhere near as good as the original. But that's an inspirational movie, one of Keanu Reeves' finest. And if I'm not mistaken, Patrick Swayze. I love 80s and 90s movies. Footloose is my favorite, and Sweet Dreams, Great Balls of Fire, stuff like that. Yeah, I kind of figured. That is right up your alley. Ghost, Dirty Dancing, Roadhouse. Well, I never Gone with the Wind. Why do ladies like that movie, Gone with the Wind? That movie is about a whore that sleeps her way to the top and kills 2 or 3 husbands to get her riches. She is not a hero. She is a villain. My mom thought she was a hero. I was like, Mom, you need to rewatch that movie. You're not paying attention to the details. She's a hoe. She's a white trash, trailer trash hoe. She made us out of curtains. Think about it. Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. Frankly, my dear Scallop, I don't give a clam. St. Elmo's Fire, Breakfast Club, Molly Ringwald, and Let's See Anything with James Spader in it. LOL. Molly Ringwald has the prettiest titties in the world. I'll give you that. I mean, divine, perfect. Mwah. Chef's kiss titties. Mwah. There's a few now, don't get me wrong, but hers are sublime. And I've seen them. I like all the mushy ones. I don't like mushy movies. Originally, Patrick Swayze was supposed to be the good guy in the movie, but turned it down to be the villain. Well, yeah, he didn't always play the villain, so I imagine he kind of wanted to. Bucket list, you know. Villains get to die in movies, and actors like to die in movies. So that's probably why. But that was a very good movie. Very good surfer movie, bank robber movie. It had everything, even skydiving and yelling at the sky and shooting guns up in the air. Ah! All that good stuff. Love Point Break. One of my favorite movies from that era was, oddly enough, Pump Up the Volume. Anybody ever see that? Starring discount Jack Nicholson. What's his name? Can't think of his name. He was in a movie called Hard Rain. Very popular part of the Brat Pack. What was his name? Anybody know? Pump Up the Volume. It's right on the tip of my tongue. You see his face. He did a cameo in Star Trek: The Motion Picture. He got famous because he acted like Jack Nicholson. Had that kind of personality. A young Jack Nicholson. What is his damn name? All I keep thinking is Patrick Swayze. That's not it. Pump Up the Volume with Chuck U. Farley. What's his name? It'll come to me in a minute. Anyway, Pump Up the Volume was about a pirate radio station runner in high school. And he had a pirate radio station and he got famous with all the kids, but he was a socially awkward guy and nobody knew him in real life and all that stuff. But he had a personality on the radio, and the feds were trying to get him, FDA or whatever it is, not FDA, FFA was trying to get him, catch him because he was pirating radio station. And it was pretty good. It was kind of footloosey, had that kind of vibe to it. I'm trying desperately to get that name off the tip of my tongue. I know who it is. I just can't think of his name. Somebody look it up real quick. Pump Up the Volume. It'll drive me crazy if I don't figure it out. Scroll down, Jake. Christian Slater. That's it. Christian Slater. Thank you very much. My chat froze. I didn't realize you were typing. Sorry. Yes, I love him too. I got a lot of favorites. Pretty Woman, Reese Witherspoon, Christian Slater. That's who I'm talking about. Christian Slater. That was Untamed Heart. Christian Slater. Jack Nicholson's son. No, it wasn't his son. It's not his son. They just looked like him. Yep. Matthew McConaughey. They just didn't even bother to spell McConaughey. It's McCaughey, I think. McConaughey. Something like that. There's a AUGH in it anyway. So there was Pump Up the Volume. There was Gleaming the Cube. That was another good one by Christian Slater. That was a skater movie. And then there was a movie Hackers with John Lee Miller, sorry. Miller. I was thinking Hooker because Angelina Jolie was in it. So, yep, those are good 80s movies. But if you really want to hit the nail on the head, you need to go straight for E.T. or something like that. Conan the Barbarian, Back to the Future, real 80s movies. He's Jack's son. Look it up. Christian Slater is not Jack Nicholson's son. He reminds people of Jack Nicholson. That's why he got famous. And if he is Jack Nicholson's son, he's never claimed him. I will look it up, though. You might be right. I could be wrong, but I've never heard that one before. And I'm pretty well steeped in movies. So if that one slipped by me, you got a good gold star by your name, because that's a rare one. I'll check it out, though. But I think the reason he got famous was because he had that same kind of Jack Nicholson vibe, and people compared him to Jack Nicholson. I don't think he's actually his son, but he might be. He does favor him a lot. I will look into that. And that could be like a new thing that just came out that I haven't heard yet, too. So, yes, he did, LOL. I've never heard that about him. Forrest Gump was a good movie. Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. I just felt like running. Jenny was a villain in that movie. She wasn't a hero either. Don't know why Forrest Gump ever saw anything in that woman. All she ever did was use and abuse him, and then gave him AIDS. And left him with his son, or gave his son AIDS. I don't know if he got him or not. Horrible movies. Horrible. You ought to see my take on old cartoons. You ever watch Winnie the Pooh as an adult? Ain't nothing but a bunch of drug addicts and crackheads, potheads. One of them's literally a pothead. Green Mile, that's a good movie. I like that guy, Duncan, Robert Duncan, is that his name? Something Duncan. The big black guy. He's a hell of an actor. He died. Died of a heart attack or something not too long ago. Tropic Thunder. Now, you guys want to see a movie that will never be made again? It's the last of its kind. Is Tropic Thunder. And it is on so many levels hilarious. Yeah, she had AIDS or hepatitis. She had something wrong with her. It was never told in the movie what she had, but it was heavily implied to be AIDS or hepatitis, hep C or something like that. Something that killed her anyway. And apparently the son had it too. Alice in Wonderland? No way. That's not a good movie. It's a good book. It's not a good movie. You need to watch, if you haven't seen it, you need to watch Tropic Thunder, though. You need to stop right now and go watch that movie. That movie will change your life. It is hilarious on every level. And it's very meta, and it's very apropos to what reality is. It's actually a spoof on reality about movies. But it's got a great story. And it hits true to home on many, many levels. It's a very good spoof movie. And the last of its kind. They'll never make another one like it. Not to my knowledge. They can't make one right now. The whole damn country would be shut down if they tried to make that movie now. It was hepatitis. It may have been. It was something bad that she got from hanging out with all the drug addicts and banging around town. It could have just as easily been AIDS, though, at the time. But I don't think they ever mentioned it in the movie, what she had. But either way, it was bad. And she left him just as quick as she could until she got sick. And then she wanted to sleep with him. She's a villain. Bad girl. I saw it already. Also, Alice in Wonderland was a tripping dream, love. All Brad Pitt's movies. And shoot. Was Brad Pitt in Alice in Wonderland? I think that was Johnny Depp. I don't know. I couldn't get into those movies. I tried. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Alice in Wonderland, the other weird movies he did with the same character. Todd Sweeney, is that one of them? The Lost City was good with Channing Tatum and Sandra Bullock. I don't know if I've seen that one. I've seen a couple of Channing Tatum's movies, and I like him all right. Hey, Kev, what's up, brother? Good to see you, my friend. Welcome to the show. How art thou? I am the man, constant sorrow. I've seen troubles all my day. That's a good movie. Oh, brother, where art thou? And it's one of those movies that have more than one meaning. It's an allegory for something else. I like those kind of things. Movies that make you think about other things. And if I'm not mistaken, it's a Coen Brothers movie, isn't it? One of the many. Trilogy of Idiots. Burn After Reading. That's a good movie. Brad Pitt movie. Lost City was a good movie. Pitt was awesome. I'll check it out. I don't think I saw that one. Also a new one called Dog. Called Dog with Channing Tatum. I hadn't seen that either. I hadn't seen any new movies. Very few. I can't even remember the last new movie I saw because they're mostly garbage. Some are good. I checked out when they started making 30 superhero movies from the same company and putting them all on screen together. It's too much, too busy. Star Wars went down the tubes. Marvel went down the tubes. Sam Raimi came back to film to direct that last Spider-Man movie. I saw that one. That was good. And I think I may have saw the previous one, No Way Home. I think that's the one before the one that just came out. But that's it. I'm done with superheroes. I saw the Batman, but that's it. Yeah, Batman. That's it. That's it. That's the last new movie I saw, Batman. You haven't seen Batman yet? That's a good movie. It's not what you expect. It's not the typical superhero movie. It's more in line with that Joker movie that came out a couple years ago. It's more like that kind of vibe. It's a little bit horror in the beginning and then kind of turns into drama at the end. Never quite makes it an action movie. There's like one big action set piece in it with a car chase. But other than that, it's mostly a drama, and it's pretty good. It's a little bit too long. They probably could have shortened it up a little, but it is a good movie. Very dark, very brooding, not something you would expect. Not like the previous Batman movies. Sports update with Kevin Cox. Stanley Cup playoffs, round dos. Tampa is up by 1 game against the Florida Panthers. Next game is Thursday at 7. Be there or be Sasquatch. Go Bolts. LOL. It's a good sports update there, Kev. Thank you, sir. Back to you, Bob. I'm digging it. I love it. So, I love the old, there were 2 brothers that made all the original spoof movies. I don't know if they were brothers. They might have been partners, but they were 2 guys that worked closely together. Can't remember their names, but they made like Airplane and Top Secret and Naked Gun and all those kind of movies. Love those movies. I've seen all of them. And then they started making them from a new company. The Wayans brothers got a hold to it and started making. I have no soccer updates for El Diego. I don't think Diego's here tonight. I hadn't seen him. Matter of fact, the last time I saw him, he popped in and said hello and then didn't say anything else. It's very unlike Diego. Well, what's going on with him? He must be busy or something because he sure hasn't been chiming in like he normally does. But he'll be back around, I hope. Those spoof movies, though, when the new guys took over, the new generation, they ain't never been the same. Those are the guys that made like Scary Movie and superhero movie and things like that. They're just not the same. They try, they use the same formula, but it's not nearly as good. Those guys were geniuses that made those original spoof movies. There was a joke in every shot. Every frame had something funny in it and something unexpected. It's hard to beat Airplane. That movie stands up even today. Except for the Hare Krishnas in the airport. That's a little dated. Don't see too many of those anymore. How many people know what a Hare Krishna is and know that's not the chick that plays on CSI? That's Marishna Hargitay. Shalom. How would you like to have a name like Marishna Hargitay? Michael Myers used her name as a Buddhist greeting in the movie Guru, which I thought was hilarious. You go around and say, you know how people say namaste? He would say Marishna Hargitay. Hilarious. That's the kind of humor I like. We're going to get into some more movie stuff. I think it's a good topic. I think people enjoy it. And when I get my studio back up, I'll be able to do clips and show the clips of things I'm talking about. I think that'll be interesting. That way I'll actually be able to break movies down and talk about how they were made and their budget and all that good stuff too. Different information about the actors and how they're connected to other movies. And for example, you remember the movie Critters about the little monsters? It's kind of like a Gremlins ripoff, but it's not because it was made before Gremlins. That movie is in the same universe as E.T. And how do I know that? Because the mom in that movie was the mom in E.T. And also there's a poster on the wall in the Critters house of E.T. So that movie exists in that universe as a movie. Just little weird things that directors do. They like to build little clues. They call them Easter eggs into all their movies. And I love to learn little things like that. Who was connected from one movie to another, so they bring little details. Here's an example of that. Did you know that Brad Pitt eats in every movie he's ever been in? It's in his contract. They have to show him chewing. They have to show Tom Cruise running and riding a motorcycle. They have to show Tom Hanks peeing outside. It's in his contract in every movie he's in. Now that you know it, you won't be able to unsee it. Every single movie. And all the old stars have something like that in their contracts. Why? I do not know. It's their thing. It's like a typecasting kind of thing. You need a guy that pees outside, you hire Tom Hanks. You know, that kind of thing. I think they list it among their talents or something. Who knows? Brad Pitt looks sexy when he eats, so they make him eat in every movie. And I defy you to find a Brad Pitt movie that he's not stuffing something in his face in a scene or two. You won't be able to do it. Even the first one, which would be a Thelma and Louise. Did you know that? Did you know that was Brad Pitt's first movie? Man, my chat keeps sticking and I didn't realize you were talking. Let me scroll up and find out where I stopped. Wow. Anything Jack Black, Jim Carrey, Ben Stiller, Robert Downey Jr. Yeah, I love Robert Downey Jr. And also Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt is always great. Yes, I agree, April. Men at Work is a great movie. Men at Work stars Emilio Estevez. That's Charlie Sheen's brother. And yes, it is a good movie. Yeah, I don't know. Hope all is well with Diego. Yeah, it's weird. Real Genius. That's a good movie too. That's Val Kilmer movie. Priscilla played an Airplane, right? I don't think Priscilla was in Airplane. She was in Naked Gun. She may have been, but I don't think that was her. I know who you're talking about. I think it was one of those Saturday Night Live type characters. But Priscilla was in Naked Gun. Good one, Sasquatch. Val Kilmer. Okay, I'm back. That's amazing. I'm forward. One of my friends went on a business trip and then returned home to find out his fiance had sold most of their stuff and had joined the Krishnas. Really? Wow. That's crazy. Critters 3, Leonardo DiCaprio's first role in film. Absolutely right. Very good catch there, Sasquatch. Most people don't realize that he was in a horror movie. Are you for real? Yep. Critters 3. He was one of those Critters 3 was one of those movies where all the main actors had moved on and they replaced all the roles with new people so that they could make another movie on the franchise. It's never a good movie. You know what I'm talking about? Leonardo DiCaprio was a B plot character that was plugged in to replace Scott Grimes, who plays in the Orville now as the pilot. He was in the first two Gremlins movies. Not Gremlins, Critters. So Leonardo DiCaprio was to replace him, which is odd because now Leonardo DiCaprio is a big movie star and Scott Grimes is in a TV show and it's the only one he's been in 20 years. Weird. I feel for Jim Carrey. Why? Because he's gone crazy? He has gone crazy and he's been through a lot of trauma. Young Guns, great movie. That's Donald Sutherland's son. 24 guy, I can't think of his name. Kiefer Sutherland and Lou Diamond Phillips and Emilio Estevez. Great movie. Earth Girls Are Easy. Jim Carrey's first movie was not Earth Girls Are Easy. It was Eraserhead. But Earth Girls Are Easy is probably the first one you ever saw because Eraserhead was like a college movie. Love Thelma and Louise. Yes. I'll tell you a good underrated film, The Last Outlaw. Very good. No Country for Old Men. That's a good underrated movie. That's right. Naked Gun. That's who Priscilla was in. Priscilla Presley. He's the kid that leaves before he dies. Perhaps the only other Critter survivor. Maybe so. Seems like I remember him surviving that. The white MTV Countdown, Julie Brown did an incredible, great kind of acting job in Earth Girls Are Easy. Yes, she did. Oscars should have been given. I don't know if it was Oscar worthy. Charlie Sheen and the other guy. You must be completing my Young Guns barrage that I couldn't finish because I couldn't remember all the actors. That was a good movie though. I loved Young Guns. That's what got me into Westerns. I used to hate Westerns before that movie came out. And then I started appreciating them because then I realized there were some well-made Western movies like Fistful of Dollars and True Grit. It's a good movie, good Western. Both of them, the remake and the old one. I am not a big fan of George Clooney, but I loved him in Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? I'm not a great big George Clooney fan either, but I did like Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? And I loved his character in From Dusk Till Dawn. But that's basically just George Clooney. So, I hate the Elvis movies. They're not good movies. Supposedly The Angel and the Bad Man. Be more specific. I don't know what you're referring to. Is public domain. It may be. Who's in it? Now, my love for movies stops short about 70, 69. It's about as far back as I like to go. I'm not crazy about black and white movies, although there are some good ones. I don't really like it that much. I don't like it because it offends my sensibilities. I like to see color and good cinematography. So I started watching about 69, and I've seen just about everything from there to about 99, 2000, up to about 2004. Then I started trailing off. At least all the blockbusters anyway. I'm sure there's B movies I missed. And made for TV stuff. I never care about that. That's not part of the thing. Anything that was made by a studio and had money behind it, I've seen it at some point. I used to rent like 9 movies at the time. The Epix channel has a series on Billy the Kid that is really good. I bet some of those Billy the Kid movies are really good. Some of them are garbage. I like to check it out, though. Jailhouse Rock was great. Love that one. I just can't get into Elvis movies. I feel like he was being exploited the whole time. Like he didn't really want to be there, and you can see it on his face. And I don't care for musicals, so there's that. Yeah, I got you, Jailhouse Rock. My nose is itching. Must be all the pollen. Either that or somebody's going to shove $1 in my nose. So, what about something like Dragon Slayer? Are you guys into that kind of thing? Sword and sorcerer type movies? Grease was one of my favorite musicals. We can watch Billy the Kid versus whichever we see first. I think my favorite Billy the Kid movie is Young Guns so far. But I have seen a few of them, so I don't know. They're kind of a blur. None that jump out at me, like Viking movies. Yeah, I like some Viking movies. They're all kind of the same. So I kind of, if you've seen one, you've seen them all. But especially like when they started coming out on Netflix and stuff, like this new movie that came out, Northman or whatever it is, basically the same as the last one. Clash of the Titans was great. Ray Harryhausen was the best stop motion animator ever existed. He created the genre. And that it looks hokey now, but back in the day when that movie came out and them skeletons started fighting, nobody ain't ever seen nothing like that shit. It was terrifying. Not like the first King Kong movie. First stop motion animation King Kong. That's the kind of thing I have to show my kids because of how far technology has come. And, I had this thing when I was a kid. Movies used to scare the shit out of me because I didn't really connect the fact that they weren't real. Like I started out watching things like The Exorcist. I grew up in the 80s. So I got freaked out by movies a lot. I didn't want my kids to have that problem. So I started them out young with shows like Face Off, where they make, costumes and prosthetics and things like that for movies. And I taught my kids how movies were made. I showed them the magic of movie making, filmography, camera tricks, special effects, computer graphics, that sort of thing. So now my kid's real into movies, and that's awesome. And he knows how they're done, and he looks for that. And he likes old stuff. He likes the puppets and things like that. In camera special effects. I think when they got the CGI, they ruin movies because they don't use it right. They use it to create worlds, and they should use it to embellish worlds that are already there. If they used it as a tool rather than a crutch, it would be much better. But you cannot replace a puppet. If you don't believe me, watch the original Star Wars and watch Yoda and watch how you buy into that character. And then watch the prequel series that came out next, the new, Phantom Menace and all that, and look at the CGI Yoda in that movie, and you tell me which one you prefer. I prefer the puppet every day, hands down. There's something about it. Your brain knows it's a puppet, so it just suspends its disbelief and allows you to enjoy it. The Flintstones. Same, Jake. Remember my daddy? Anything with Al Pacino. Hoo-wah. Son of a Woman. My favorite movie. One of my favorite movies. Yes, I love Al Pacino. What's the one with him and Keanu Reeves? Devil's Advocate. That's a great movie. My dad loved torturing us with scary movies. Yes, I remember. First movie I ever saw at your house was Extra. Terrifying sci-fi movie. Carolina has a player with the last name of Aho who just scored. That Aho just scored. That Aho just scored. I got it. I'm setting up to watch The Last Woman on Earth tomorrow. That's an old movie, isn't it? That's right up there with the 50-foot woman. I might come in, I don't know. Tomorrow I'm busy. I might not be able to do it. I'll catch it if I don't catch it live. If you'll leave it up, I'll watch it later. I got elsewhere to be tomorrow. I got to meet my son at 4:00, and I'll be there in Snow Hill until 5. Then I've got to leave there and go to an open mic night. So if everything works according to plan and I have the wherewithal to get there, and I can plug my bike in while I'm there to recharge it so I can get home. If all those things line up, then I'll be there. And then when I get home, I'll watch it. So just leave it up until the next day. And then I'll try to put some comments or whatever in. That'll probably be pretty good, though. But I probably won't be home till 10 or 11 o'clock tomorrow night. Okay, Squatch. April and I are on the way. 60. 60. What do you mean? 60? That's a random statement. That's how my life goes, though. Busy, busy, busy. I got very little time to do anything. I got to keep a schedule just to be on time. Starting to feel like I'm a booking agent. I'll fit you in at 2:30. I tried to go deliver some cigarettes to my buddy at the nursing home today, and before I could leave, I had to wait for somebody to show up and drop off some equipment. One meeting after another. But it's kind of cool. I'm only 59, Sasquatch, not 60, LOL. 59. I like 88. No, it's 77. That's what I like, 77. It's the same thing as 69. You just get 8 more. He's talking about the movie, y'all. 1960. Oh, because I asked if it was an old movie. Yeah. Okay. Duh. I had a brain fart. I didn't catch it. Sorry. It happens. Last Woman on Earth, produced in 1960. I got it. Thank you, sir. I may have seen that. I don't know. Can't recall it. But I'm sure late night sometime it was on TV at some point with Twilight Zone and all that shit. That's a series I need to go back and watch. I didn't know it at the time, but Twilight Zone and Star Trek are very closely related. A lot of the same people were involved in the writing. And I need to go back and rewatch that series. Apparently, it was pretty good. The original Twilight Zone. And Outer Limits came next. Okay, that was 2 years before I was born. So you're saying you're as old as the oldest woman on earth? Or the last woman on earth? Which would make her the oldest woman on earth? I want to see the 50-foot tall woman and see if her legs are really as sexy as they say they are on the poster. What do you think? Let's get back to talking about Molly Ringwald's titties. That's a beautiful thing. I would pay money to see that. Twilight Zone is just freaky. I used to watch the series before it was a rerun. Yeah, it was freaky, but it was also well written, from what I understand. A lot of people that wrote the original Star Trek also wrote for Twilight Zone, and some of the producers and directors were interchangeable as well. And I think William Shatner even did 1 or 2 Twilight Zone movies or TV shows. And probably Leonard Nimoy was in 1 or 2 of them. So I want to watch them just for the sake of being a fan. You know what I mean? Because I did watch them when I was a kid, but I don't remember any of them. They came on late night. You know, that's the kind of thing that was on when you woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning just before the channel went out. Twilight Zone. You'd wake up to that crazy music. That oh my God, you guys are all perverts. There's nothing perverted about appreciating Molly Ringwald's titties. Have you seen them? They're perfect. That's not perverted. That's professional. I didn't say I wanted to lick them and take pictures of them. I said I wanted to see them. I'm a man. Do the math. I'd look at yours too. Any titties, all titties. They're all beautiful. They're all different. They're all beautiful. There you go. And there's not a man alive that would turn down looking at one. Even a little old lady said, "You want to see my titties?" Yeah, I do. You just did. No, there ain't nothing wrong with that. There was a time in the world where women actually appreciated being appreciated. I miss those days. Jeez. See, I'm one of the people. I belong to a small club of people that don't think a movie should be made unless there's nudity and violence in it. Because there's nothing interesting otherwise. That's the draw. That's why people go to see movies. Violence and nudity. And if you skimp out on either one, it's not going to be a good movie. Now tell me I'm wrong. I mean, I'm sure you could have a decent movie without it, but it just ain't the kind of thing that people would pay money to see. Or should. They probably would, but, you know. I appreciate the finer things in life. It's a connoisseur kind of thing. It's not, I'm not being ugly. It's a beautiful thing. And when Molly Ringwald was a young woman, she was very, very, very pretty. If you don't believe me, watch The Forbidden Zone, Space Hunter and the Forbidden Zone. That's one of her first movies. I think she's 17 in that, 16 or 17. And she plays a ruffian, like a homeless person on a planet far, far away. She gets picked up by the Han Solo type character, and they form a relationship. By the way, news spokesperson for Biden started today. She began by saying she was the first Black female lesbian immigrant to have that job. Who cared? No one. She's also not the first female Black lesbian to have that job. There's probably been at least 2 before her. And that's all they care about. That kind of shit. That's the reason gas is $5 a gallon now, just about it. That's the reason women can't find baby formula right now. Because all they care about is that. They can send $40 billion to Ukraine twice, but women can't find baby formula right now because they won't open up the Emergency Cares Act and make people start making the shit. God, I hope Donald Trump runs again, and I hope he wins by a landslide. Wowee. I let God be the judge of what? You let God be the judge of what? Sasquatch and I are both lesbians. I'm a lesbian too. True, it's tragic. It is tragic, and it's also stupid. There's no reason we should be in the situation we're in other than the fact that they're purposely trying to destroy the country for some reason. And people are getting tired of that shit. Even old Elon Musk said he was going to vote Republican from now on. He switched. He gave up. He's a switch hitter. We need more people like that to switch over to our side. I think it'd make the country a lot better. Me too, Jake. Over all the world, God is the judge. That's correct. He sure is. $40 billion is more than the Russians spent total on Russian army last year. Well, we've sent 40 billion with a B twice to Ukraine. We've agreed twice to send that much money to them, and probably going to do it a third time. $40 billion. How much baby formula you think that would buy? They're sending pallets of baby formula to the border for the immigrants coming in, but you can't go to the grocery store and buy some right now. That's wrong. I don't care who you are. That ain't right. It should not be like that. What they should do is come out on that podium and say, we're not going to let this happen. I guarantee you this problem will be solved. We are releasing all the red tape. You can buy baby formula from every country in the world if you want to, and we're going to make factories start making it here. The whole reason there's a baby formula shortage is because of the WIC program causing only 2 companies to be able to allowed to sell it and be redeemable by WIC, which has 2 companies competing when there's 30 companies that could do it. So now you've only got 2, and one of them got shut down for contamination. That left only 1 company to produce baby formula that's redeemable by WIC. And now we have no formula because they can't keep up with demands. That was the government that did that. That's their fault. You're right, but think about it. Why? Why did they find something bad in the formula? They found some kind of contamination, and they're not even sure if it's true or not. Not sure if it was contaminated. That's what they said. That's what the report said. So they shut the company down. So now there's only 1 company, and that company can't keep up with it. So, and they did it that way on purpose. They've created the monopoly, and then they put it in jeopardy. I don't know why they would do that. That seems counterintuitive and dumb to me all the way around when baby formula is that important, because once you get to the baby formula stage, it's not like you can go back. You can't switch back. There's a reason you're on baby formula in the first place. Probably because you can't produce milk or the baby won't latch or something like that. So it's very important. Seems to me like that would be priority number 1. And that they'd make 5 or 6 or 20 companies make baby formula. And then we'd have it everywhere. Also, you could buy it from the UK, but we've got embargoes all over the place. There's Mexican baby formula. You get it from Canada, but they won't let you buy it here. Just like those groomers. That's right. If I could start lactating, I would offer my services, says Kevin. Ooh. grody to the max. Gag me with a spoon, like, you know. I drink. Eh. Come on, man. Come on, man. Oddly enough, there are Facebook groups going up all over the place. Women offering their services as wet nurses wherever they can. So there is a real grassroots movement to help women in need like that. And I hope that that's enough, but true. Something needs to be done for ladies that need that formula, because that shit's important. Nobody is going to stand around and let their babies die of starvation. Somebody's going to overreact. It's not a good position to be in. Where'd everybody go? It's just us now. I guess the kitty talk did them in. They're probably watching Molly Ringwald right now. When I first saw her in 16 Candles, I was in love. That is a beautiful woman. She don't look anything like that now, by the way. If you've seen Molly Ringwald as an adult and then compare her to what she looked like as a 16, 17-year-old, not even the same animal. And I guess that ran them off. Something. They're not here anymore. Or they are, and I'm just getting false numbers. Speak up if you're still here. We'll change the subject. We'll talk about diapers next. Anyway, I'm excited about doing a review on the Star Trek series that just came out. I think it's a good show if they keep it up. If they can get out of their own way and not ruin it, it'll be a good show. I hope I can be corrected on that. I hope they actually do a good job, because the world needs a good release. It needs something to fantasize about that isn't all beating you over the head with the message. You know, everybody's getting kind of tired of the message. If you don't believe that, look at the viewership for Netflix. It is nosediving. People are releasing their subscriptions world over. They're sick of it because there's nothing good on Netflix to watch. It's all garbage. And that release of that movie Cuties had something to do with that too, by the way. A lot of people did not like that at all. Showing them 13 girls up there dancing like strippers. That was not a good look for Netflix. I don't care either way, but there should be standards that certain things you shouldn't to be seen in public. If you want to buy that kind of thing in private, that's fine. But it shouldn't be on a public forum where children and women can see it. Or men, for that matter. Now I lost one of you. What's going on here? I did not know that. That is gross. Oh, yeah. Look into that movie, Cuties. It's terrifying. And they defended it. It's basically promoting pedophilia. There's a couple of movies now that are doing that. And lots and lots and lots of newspapers are taking the position that pedophilia is a sexual preference, not a disease. They're actually trying to normalize it in society. I don't think it's going to work because a lot of people are against that shit. But I'm telling you, they're trying it. They're going for it. Just like they did with the gay marriage thing. When that all came out, the Republicans said, well, where do you draw the line? If you'll allow that, why not let people get married to animals or children? And there's like, no way. We just want to be able to get married. It ain't about all that. It's been about every one of those things ever since. They will not stop. Every time they gain ground, they ask for more, and it gets crazier. And I'm telling you, won't be long, and they're going to be normalizing that sort of thing, and it'll be public, and everybody will see it all over the place. The world is going down. It ain't going up. And that's part of the reason we do Bible study on Sunday and Monday, because people need to know what's coming, and it's all in there. And it's going to get worse before it gets better. That's why it's so intense most of the time when we're reading, because it's illustrating that this is not new. It's been going on for 2,000 years, and it's going to keep going on until the end. I saw a shoe where a woman legally married her airplane. I saw a shoe where a woman legally married her airplane. I believe that. I know a guy that legally married his goat. Somebody else legally married their cat. You saw a show. Gotcha. That does not surprise me, because once you open the door for any perversion, you open the door for all perversion. And that's what all these things are a perversion or a turning upside down of reality. There is a norm, a set norm of the way the world is supposed to work. And every chance certain people get, they turn it upside down. And that upside down is the devil's domain. That's his job, is to try and flip what God made right, to pervert reality. And anytime you see that happening, it's not good. Even if it's enjoyable, it's bad for everybody. It's one of those things like the 10 Commandments should be a set standard for everyone, because the alternative is worse. Even if some people enjoy it, I'm not saying that that's wrong. It is, but I'm not saying that. I'm not judging that. There are people that have proclivities. I can't do anything about that. Neither can anybody else. That's the way the world is. Doesn't mean it should be right or socially acceptable, because that opens the door for worse things. The devil has a hold on perversion. He's the author of it. It's not a hold. He created it. All perversion of any kind is a twisting of what God made. Sex is the cherry on top. The first thing God ever said to mankind was have lots of sex and fill up the earth. That's his first commandment. Sex itself is not a bad thing. It's a beautiful thing. It's a blessing from God. Everything is made to fit perfectly. You don't even have to try. You can just bump up against each other and everything goes in the right place. That's how you know your hands are right in the right place. You don't even have to bend your arm. But you can take that beautiful thing and twist it and turn it into something that is not perfect. And that's a perversion. That's what we call proclivities. That's what we call kink, or people's desires. Those are all bad things. It's turning something beautiful into something not beautiful. And you can do it with anything, not just sex. So always be careful of that and think about it. Just put thought into it. Decide where your line is and never cross it. It's as simple as that. I can preach against certain things that I'm guilty of, but that wouldn't be just. So all I can do is tell you what the thing is. It's up to you to make that decision. I can't make it for you, and I can't tell you you're wrong for doing it. But I can tell you whether it's wrong or not, but that's as far as I can go. I'm not the judge, and nor is it my job to do so or anyone else's. But there are right ways and wrong ways. There are ways to live harmonious in the world, and there's ways to cause problems in the world. And the way you cause problems is by twisting the harmonious way of life into something it shouldn't be. Ideally, a man was made to work and till the ground and build the home. A woman was made to be a helpmeet for the man. If that works that way, that means she produces the home life. She nests, makes the home, has the children, cooks the food, makes the home a home and he provides the home a home, then it's harmonious. That's where you can achieve happiness. You can do it the other way around, but it won't work as well as the other way, because the other way is the way it was designed to work. You can do it. You can take one of them out of the equation, have 2 men or 2 women, or no men or no women, but it won't be happy. It won't work as smoothly as it was designed to work, because God made life harmonious. Everything needs everything else. There's not one wasted thing in this world. Everything is simpatico to something else. Everything requires something else. And if you put all those things together like Legos, you have a perfect harmonious work. And that's the way the world works. You change any of that and it gets out of balance. And it may still function, but it will not function smoothly. You will not achieve happiness. You will not achieve peace, because something is out of place. Something is not like it's supposed to be. So that's all I got to say about that. Hey, won't you guys do me a favor and hit that subscribe button and press the bell icon so you get notifications of when my new videos drop and I'm going to be online. Smash that like button. Smash it hard. Smash it vigorously. Reach over there and pull on it a couple times. But just do it once. That way it'll help the channel and it helps the algorithm find the channel, and it's free and it takes no effort at all. So just hit that like button. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you're thinking about. Question me, curse me, bless me, challenge me, confront me, drink my Kool-Aid, drink your old Kool-Aid. As long as you're thinking critically, that's what I want. Share this video with somebody you love. Better yet, hey, share it with somebody you don't love. Bring them into our family. Make them part of the fold. Be part of their solutions, not part of their problems. And if you dig what I'm doing and you can see the value in what I'm trying to create, and you'd like to help out in some way, or if you'd like to be part of this thing, put your own stamp on it, put your own ideas into it, your own name to it, won't you consider becoming a supporter of the channel? You can do that by going to paypal.me/JakeJohnsonBand. paypal.me/JakeJohnsonBand. Every little bit helps. It's a win-win. It's a blessing to me. It's a blessing to you too. God does notice these things. We do live in a reciprocal universe. And if you feed Jake, Jake will feed you, baby. And I appreciate you. I think a lot about your support, and I try very hard to be worthy of it, and I hope that I can continue to do so. And with that, I will round out this video because it's at the top of the hour already. Any questions, comments, criticisms, thoughts, ideas, hooplas, epiphanies? Have a great evening, and may God bless. Much love. You all. Night. Well, I love you too. I love you true. From the bottom of my heart, I do. Believe that. I mean it. With every fiber of my being, you'll be seeing me again. I just wrote a poem. I didn't even know it. I guess I'm a poet. Nighty night. LOL, we love you, Jake. And I love you too, honey. Thank you guys so much for watching tonight. I appreciate y'all having such a good conversation with me and keeping it going and keeping it fresh and exciting and new. Won't you do me a favor? When you go out into the world tomorrow, take a little kindness with you. Show somebody some love. Show somebody some kindness and watch it change your life. I promise you it will. It'll turn you right from the inside out, and everybody around you will be affected by the light that you're shining. Prove to everybody that God's words are true by letting your inner light shine. That's all you got to do. And it'll work every time. I promise it will. It'll lift depression. It'll make things. It'll move sadness. All you got to do is show some kindness, show some love. It was fun. Always is. Thank you, sweetheart. You're the best. Thank you. Thank you. You are the best. I'm just a poser. You're the best. I love you. Have a great night, everybody. Until Friday, be seeing you. Thanks for watching.